let's have a little talk about getting out of our own way. On Tuesday, I went to the gym for the second time this year, and I had a plan, and the plan was to use certain machines in a certain order and do certain things, have a particular workout. And I felt like that plan got a punch in its guts when I stepped on the treadmill. So I went onto the treadmill and I had this big, huge, ginormous plan of how I was gonna do my cardio on the treadmill, then do this on the machine and that on the machine and whatever, and then I would go home. Small problem. I stepped onto the treadmill and I forgot how to use the treadmill. For some reason, I developed this major anxiety of stepping onto the moving track on the treadmill, and that was so weird because I've used the treadmill many times before. It got so bad that I was literally standing on the treadmill for a good 5 minutes. I had to call my sister, and she was basically like, you know what, this is your first time back in a long time. If you feel uncomfortable, step off before you hurt yourself and try again another time. Now, this little scenario has replayed itself in my mind several times for the past probably 2 days. I have been wondering, why is it that I had an issue using one of the simplest pieces of machinery at the gym? A piece of machinery I've used several times before. I was trying to figure out what the core problem was, and I realized it was because I couldn't get out of my own head. I couldn't get out of my own way. I kept saying to myself, oh my god, I can't do this. Oh my goodness, I'm going to trip. Oh my goodness, I'm going to fall. Something that has never ever happened to me before. So I didn't understand why all of a sudden I can't get my right leg seemed like it was willing. My left leg was in complete protest mode. I couldn't get my legs to get off the side panels of the treadmill to start walking on the track. I couldn't do it. I eventually got off the treadmill and went to the elliptical. I worked out for a good 20-something minutes. I got a really good workout in at the gym. Really good workout, got a good sweat going and everything. But the problem is that issue with the treadmill kept playing over and over in my head, which led me to think about all the other things that, not just me as a person, but people in general, a lot of things that we overthink and that we don't do well just because we won't get out of our own way, just because we won't get out of our own head. Now, because I've been thinking about it, I have come up with a couple of things, and honestly, just a quick sidebar. My husband, in the morning when he gets ready for work, he watches these, or rather listens to these motivational talks, and I always felt like motivational talks weren't for me, the whole being your best self, living your best life type of thing. I never thought these were for me until I actually heard, a talk by Les Brown today, which I actually went looking for, about getting out of your own way and reaching your potential, like doing the best that you are meant to do. And I used to really get on my husband about it. I'm like, really? Is this what you're listening to this morning? Maybe you should listen to something else, blah, blah, blah. But oh gosh, and I know when he watches this video, oh boy, he'll be like, right, I know, blah, blah, blah. But here's the deal. Listening to it really gave me some insight, and I would just like to share with you some of the things that I sort of learned this morning, and some things that we should just, all of us, it doesn't matter how successful you are, it doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter where you live, but these are things that I feel like if we put it into practice, we could definitely succeed. We could definitely achieve a lot of the goals that we have set for ourselves. One of these points is if you're not willing to grow, if you're not willing to take the first step, you can't grow. growth is so important. A short story on growth is starting this channel. Even though right now, a whole year later, the channel is still only at 55 subscribers, I have definitely seen the growth in my videos from the very first video to my very last video that I posted not last week but the week before. If you can't grow, you can't become your best. And if you can't become your best, you may not be happy, because a lot of people are depressed and stressed out because they're looking back on all the things that they could have done and they should have done and they didn't do it. And that causes a lot of, I want to say, contention for people, a lot of stress. It causes depression, it causes worry, because now if I didn't do this, how am I going to move forward to this point? It's important for you to take the chance and get out of your comfort zone. This is something that I definitely had to work on, especially with this channel. When I started this channel, I thought I would just be sitting behind here doing probably tutorials, talking about things and all of that stuff. I didn't take myself to be the person who would take my camera outside and be vlogging at events and all of that stuff, because I probably would have felt a little uncomfortable with people looking at me and blah, blah, blah. But I had to take the chance and I had to do it. And the minute I started doing it, I started liking it. Vlogging when I went to Paris, vlogging when I went camping, and to all the other things that you guys have seen on the channel. Stepping out of my comfort zone has definitely caused me to grow a lot more. Stop telling yourself that you can't do something. When I started the channel, I started posting the videos actually on Facebook. That was before I had the desk and the chair and the whole little setup in this area. I just had the ring light and I wanted to make use of it. So I started posting some opinion videos basically on my Facebook channel, and the response from it was not what I wanted. And you had people also kind of messaging me like, okay, well, and there was one person in particular who was like, maybe you should not post the videos on Facebook and maybe you should just be done with it and blah blah blah. Had I listened to the negative responses, guaranteed I would not have had my channel. Yes, my channel is not where I would like it to be. But the thing is, just because something isn't where you want it to be in a certain moment, doesn't mean you have to quit. And just because there are a few people who are like, you know, just because what you're doing may not be the cup of tea for a few, then that's just, in all honesty, too bad if you don't like it. Now, the next, I want to follow this up with saying that you are your own worst enemy. Once you get in here, there's just sometimes there are people sometimes who destroy their goal and their plan once they start settling in here. Once you get in here, sometimes you start to take on the negative things that people are saying or the negative thoughts that you have for your own self, and it destroys your dreams, it destroys your goals, because you're in the, well, this might not work, people might not respond, people might not like it, you know, I might be wasting my time and my energy and all of that other stuff. And things you do to work towards any goal or dream that you have should be seen as an investment. So therefore, the time, the money, and the energy that you put into starting up your situation, guess what? That is an investment. And sometimes some investments just don't work out. That does not mean you have to give up, especially if you really believe in your dream or the goal that you have set for yourself. Willing and ready to have new experiences. When I posted my first video, I shared it through WhatsApp with some friends. I shared it with my husband, asked him if he want to share with his friends and all of that stuff. And the views climbed to like 100 and something. And I was surprised, I was excited and blah, blah, blah. I posted another video the following week and the views did not do as well. And you have to understand, for anybody, once you do something and it goes great, and then you try to follow it up with something and that something does not do as well as or better than the first thing, that could be a little bit discouraging. But I kept pushing. And there's several videos on the channel that did not even exceed 50 views, but it didn't mean that I didn't want to continue. I just started to look at the content and see, okay, maybe I could make a different kind of content. Maybe I could put other things and see what people are really interested in. I have asked people to message me and let me know the kind of videos they would like to see. Yeah, to no avail, but still, I try to put content out there that I am assuming that people would like, that people would like to share with their friends. But the fact is that I am not giving up. I am taking the chances. I have experienced a few setbacks with it, but I'm excited about all the other things that I'm going to be doing on the channel in the coming season. I am ready for all of the new experiences. That I want to say that it doesn't matter how long you've been working on something or what was. Focus on the right now and get yourself in a zone of working. I worked on this for so long, it didn't work out, da, 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 da. Right now, what are you doing? Instead of wasting your time complaining and worrying about all the things that you did or didn't do, focus on what you could do right now. Like in the now, what can I do right now? That's different from what I did that didn't work out, but that's another avenue to get me to where I want to be. Focus on the right now and work within the right now. And that one of the only ways you're going to be successful is with the help of God. Sometimes we try to do everything by ourselves and it doesn't always work out. But once you place it all in God's hands, He definitely steers you on the right path. And when something probably isn't for you, then it isn't for you. But what is for you, He will not let it pass you by. Straight facts. Hold yourself to a high standard. Stop comparing yourself to other people in a negative way. Comparison is not a bad thing, but sometimes we compare ourselves to people. Oh, this person is up here and I'm down there. This person is nicer. This person is better. This person is... You're looking at, and you're doing it in a negative way. You're looking at all the great things about this person and you're only looking at the negative things about you or your situation. Hold yourself to a high standard. One of the first things in doing anything at all, is knowing yourself. Having a good healthy level of self-esteem is very important. Self-esteem is self-explanatory. It is the esteem of yourself. Do not allow other people to dictate how high or how low your self-esteem is. I always knew from a very young age who I was, what my attitude towards things were, and what I believed in. And regardless of what people said or did or their attitude towards me, it didn't make me think any less of myself. I always held myself in high regard. And, you know, sometimes you will have doubts. It's only natural. But I was taught at a very young age to keep the standards high and to keep pushing. And if you, anytime it falls, you pick it back up and you keep pushing. Keep your standards high, and that starts with having a high self-esteem. Too bad for the person who wants you to feel bad about yourself. Too bad for the person who doesn't like you. Too bad for the person who doesn't believe in your dreams and your goals, and the person who does not encourage you. Too bad for them. Focus on you. A little tagline that I heard was, no test, no testimony. If you didn't go through a hard time or a rough patch or a muddy situation to get to where you are, sometimes it kind of, you know, you don't have a story to tell. There's no testimony that you could give to somebody to motivate them. So when you find yourself going through the rough patch, understand that a lot of the successful people who came before you, they went through a rough patch, which is why they were able to give you guidance. And so when you're going through yours, know that you will come out on the other side and you will be able to give somebody some sort of advice who might be going through or who might go through what you're going through right now. Again, it starts in your mind and it will proceed to your body. When you say in your mind that you cannot do something or something is not for you because you feel like, oh, you feel inadequate and all of that stuff, it will proceed out of your mind and into your body and become your actions. Thoughts become things. So this is what you want. You want to keep the positive thoughts in your mind always. You're going to have the negative thoughts. You're going to have the thoughts of doubt and the thoughts of, am I worthy for this? Or can I do this? And blah, blah, blah. Those thoughts are going to come. You have to choose what you're going to do. Are you going to entertain those thoughts? Or are you going to push them to the side and fill your mind with positive thoughts? Are you going to turn to your faith for encouragement and enlightenment? That's basically what you need to do. Turn to your faith, keep the positivity, and put all the negative thoughts to the side. We all have greatness in us. You just have to seriously believe in yourself and tap into it. Get out of your own way and do what you know needs to be done to achieve the goals that you would like to achieve. With that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you so much for watching. And I want to say this was the last one for the season. And I also want to say there might be another video Ladies and gentlemen, after much deliberation, I have realized that I am going to end the season with 2 more videos. I was going to probably save these videos for the fall season, but I want to keep the videos fresh and post them within a week of them happening. I don't want to film a video in August and post it all the way down in the middle of September. That would not be fair, right? So we have 2 more videos to wrap up the first season of the Outer Shells TV. We're going to change the name of the channel again. And before we get to the last video, I would like to extend a heartfelt thank you to all of you who have subscribed to my channel, to all of you who watch, to all of you who share the videos, those of you who take your time to leave comments under the videos. Thank you so much. Those of you who send the feedback via text or WhatsApp, thank you again and again and again. And in the new season, please don't hesitate. Share the videos. If you are viewing without subscribing, go ahead. Subscription is free. Ain't much free in this world. Subscribe to the channel. Thanks again for watching, guys. See you in the next video.